Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the 12th episode of PHP with MySQL Crash Course for Beginners, Include and Require. Say, if you want to include code from other PHP files into the current PHP script, you can use include or require statements. And here we have got Visual Studio Code as a code editor, and if you need to learn more about VS Code, you can watch my VS based series and find the link in the description below. Now let me bring up my Explorer and select this sample.php and let's make a copy, and I'm gonna rename it as include-1. First of all, let's create a couple of files. We have created one. Let's close the sample.php. Let's create a new file, say include-2.php, and I'm gonna create another file here. That's gonna be require-1.php. Sorry, I forgot to add dot. Alright, so let's go back to include-1, and first of all, let's turn the auto reload on. And before that, I'm gonna add a couple of PHP tag with echo, say hello. And to turn the auto reload on, you need to open this file with GoLive server by clicking on this GoLive button, and it'll open this file, new tab. Let me close that tab, get back to VS Code, right click and hit PHP server to open PHP server. Let's close the terminal and these notifications, and now let's go to our browser and browse localhost followed by PHP tutorial and the name of the file that we have just created, which is include-1.php. Sorry, I mistakenly added /. Hit enter and make sure that you have also launched your XAMPP server. And let me zoom in a bit. That's perfect. Now let's resize the browser as well as editor. I don't think that looks fine. Let's keep it right there, and let's keep this here as well. Let me resize it a little more. Alright, now make sure that the auto reload is working. Let's add some random character here. Hit save, and that's working. Now let's cut that line of code from here, and let's get back to our include and require. Let's get back to include-2, some PHP tag, and let's echo here. This text is echoed from include-2.php followed by semicolon. Hit save, and let's copy this whole block of code. Go to require-1.php, paste the code, and let's change the name of this file just to verify that where we actually get this text from. So let's replace it with require-1.php. Hit save. Now after that, let's get back to include-1, and then I'm gonna echo here, echo followed by quotes, and let's add in here this text is echoed from include-1.php. Hit save, and we get the text from include-1.php. Now say for your better code organization and maintenance, you like to make your code in various separate files. say you want to include the code from this include -2 as well as require -1. So first of all, let's get back to include -1, and now let's add semicolon there, and before we move on, let's add some line break there. Go to the next line, and now you will need to add here a keyword which is include, followed by the file that you want to include here. Within quotes, say include -2.php followed by semicolon, and hit save. Now if you notice that you get the text from include -2.php as well, and include statement brings the content of include -2.php into this script. Now let's add some line break. Go to the next line, and we have another keyword which is require. We'll also discuss about the difference between include and require, but first let me define it, and then we'll discuss the difference between the two, followed by quotes, and we are gonna require -1.php followed by semicolon, and then let's go to the next row, add some line break. Now as you hit save, you also get the text from require1.php. After that, let's talk about include versus require. Say first of all, if the file is not found, say in this case, let me bring up my Explorer, and say if for some reason we don't find include, let's close that. If I make this say include 3, hit save. So say if you have included a file and the file is not found, include generates a warning but continues the script execution. That's why you get this text is echoed from requirement, and this text is coming from this statement require1.php. and say if whereas require generates a fatal error and halts the script execution. Say for example, if this file require -1 is not found, or say if require -2.php is not found, let's add some text here as well. Echo quotes end of code. Just for now, I am going to make this include 1, and this will also be include require 1. This will be required 1. Now hit save, and I don't know, we get this. It was continuously looping. Now let's browse the file again. Localhost. Let's maximize the browser. Include 1. Why is it creating a loop? I did not add any loop here. Include 2.php, require 1.php. There should be only, we don't have any loop. Now I'm gonna say exit followed by semicolon, and now let's browse again. Localhost. No, it's not. Exactly, I made it include 1, so that should be include 2. It's safe. Localhost. Alright, so that was an issue. It was looping just because I included include 1. So now we have got this text, this text, this text, and then end of the code. So say for any reason if we do not find a file which is required, it's safe, we get fatal error and further code execution is halted. So that's the difference between include and require. Let's undo that. Hit save. And after that, let's talk about paths or file navigation. Say if this file include2 is supposed to be in some other folder. Say I'm going to create a new folder here, foo, and let's cut this include2 from here and paste that in here. Now we get warning, and the warning is include2.php failed to open a stream, no such file or directory in this location. Obviously we have changed the location of the file. Now say if you want to include that file from some other folder, there are many ways, and one of the ways that I prefer, what you can do is, let's define a root constant. Let me comment that out, go to the next row, and now let's define root constant that you can define with a function define, and this function needs two arguments. First, the name of the constant, that can be root, and the second argument will be, say, real path. And this real path, I'm gonna pass here an argument dot. First, let me comment that out and let me show you what real path is all about. So let's echo real path followed by semicolon, hit save, and this real path function returns canonicalized absolute path name, and from here you can go anywhere back and forth. In simple words, you get the path of your root directory. So in this case, in our case, this is opt lamp htdocs and PHP tutorial. Now let's comment that out and uncomment this line of code followed by semicolon. Now let's go to the next row, and from here I'm gonna define another constant. Now let's define directory separator. Let's comment that out, and you can define constant with the define function, and it will need two arguments. Number one, the name of the constant, that's gonna be, say, ds, and then there is a constant which is directory separator. Let me close the Explorer, and the problem is that your application can be used in any of the operating systems. Now this constant will return the slash as per operating system. Now hit save. We have got two constants. Number one is root and the second is directory separator. So still we have this warning or this error. Or let me bring up our Explorer. Let's cut this file from here and paste it back to the root, and I'm going to select require. Let's cut this file from here and paste that in this foo folder. Let's close the Explorer, and now your whole script is halted. It does not find require -1 because we have put this file in the foo directory. So to require this file, let me remove these empty lines. Now what you can do is, first let's add here root and concatenate directory separator, and then concatenate the name of the file, or say the name of the folder, that is foo, followed by directory separator, and now let's concatenate the name of the file. Now if you hit save, we don't get that error anymore. So this is one of the ways that you can include or require file from any folder, whether low level or up level. And that was all about include and require statements. If you have any question, you just feel free to comment below, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.